Right now we're going to go through a bodyweight program where all you really need is a little space on the ground and little to no equipment. So first we're going to go through a 5-exercise circuit. Like most exercise programs and individual routines, there's always ways to make it more challenging, or if you needed to regress it and to simplify it and make it more applicable to what you're able to do. So first and foremost, we're going to make sure everything is safe, smooth, and again, always go to your individual capacity. So first exercise we're going to do is going to be a split squat. So we're actually going to work from the bottom up. We're going to find back toes are going to stay up. We're going to have a nice tall spine, never rounding up. Using this glute, we're going to stand up straight through the ground, create tension, full lockout. Nice slow on the way down, coming all the way up, be nice and smooth, and back down. Again, there's always ways to progress this and regress this. If you have weights or you have different ways that you can kind of make this heavier when you're ready, feel free to do so. There's always different kind of placements that we can play with the foot, and that's always based individually on kind of your individual setup and how that feels comfortable for you. Second exercise we're going to go through is a push-up. Often the most misunderstood exercise out there. So we all kind of done our own variations of push-up, but we want to make sure we do is touch on some key principles. Most importantly for the push-up is our hand setup. As we kind of get into our push-up position, what we want to think about doing is screwing our hands into the ground and having a nice equal weight distribution between not only our hands, but our fingers. So if you're thinking about putting your hands in some concrete and you lift them up, that wet concrete, it should be nice even hand imprintation. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into our high plank position to start our push-up. As we lower ourselves to the ground, we're actually going to think about pulling the ground towards us or pulling ourselves towards the ground in order to control our own tension. And then we're going to drive away from the ground. So oftentimes as we do our push-ups, we think about falling towards the ground and then trying to drive ourselves out of it. But really what we want to try to think about is maintaining tension the entire time and controlling the whole movement. So we're going to find our push-up position, screwing our hands into the ground, fingers are splayed wide, glutes are on, nice and strong, and as we pull ourselves down to our bottom position, elbows are going to stay close to the body, and then we're going to drive ourselves away from the ground, going to full elbow lockout. Again, there's always different ways of progressing and regressing this exercise. If we feel like we're not ready to do a full push-up, we can often go to our knees, find a nice strong base, hips are through, same idea. If we need to regress it even more, we can certainly go towards the table, whether from our knees, same concepts apply, making sure that our hips stay strong, glutes are on, pulling ourselves towards the table and away. If that's too easy, go ahead and go back up to your high plank, you're more of an incline push-up, pulling yourselves down, driving away. Third exercise we're going to go through is a lateral lunge. Again, we want to make sure that we're staying nice and safe. So the very first progression we're going to think about doing is we're going to stay out wide. Our bottom foot's going to stay down. We're going to lower ourselves into our hip, finding as much depth as we can. Again, we're going to make sure that we're staying back on our heel and not too out over our forefoot, right? The more we stay back, the more we're going to find that glute and that hip, and then we're going to drive out of it. So find your base, lower yourselves in, drive away. As you feel more strong and you're ready to progress with that, again, start to add some different kinds of weights. You can go from a high step into it and start to play with different tempos, but always start nice and basic and smooth and be strong with that. Our fourth exercise is most creative. Today we're going to use soup cans. If you have water bottles or different light mini weights around the house, feel free to use those, but soup cans or anything that's somewhere between 1 to 3 pounds works perfect for our shoulder exercises. So for this demonstration, we're going to find our hamstrings, a little bit of tension through there. We're going to find neutral spine again. We're going to go through a little T exercise. Think about pinching our shoulder blades back and together. Always maintaining a nice neutral spine. We can go through a Y exercise as well. Same position. Think about bringing our thumbs towards the ceiling. Again, everything staying nice and smooth, nothing turkey-jerky. Or we can go through a W exercise. Elbows are going to come up, and then we're going to drive our thumbs towards the ceiling. Everything's rotating right through the shoulder. We're staying nice and smooth with that one. So, fun way to get kind of creative with this one. Find some things around the house that'll work. Our last exercise for this little circuit is we're going to find a nice glute bridge progression. So again, we're going to find a nice neutral spine first. Opposite hand is going to go to opposite knee. Bottom foot's going to be down flat. We're going to drive through our bottom heel, lifting our hip up towards the ceiling. Using our hamstring and our glute to raise our hips. Think about rolling your hips underneath you So we're not so much as arching our back and losing our rib cage as we are thinking about keeping our rib cage down, rolling our hips underneath, keeping a locked out elbow all the way time. So those 5 exercises, all you need is a little bit of space. Should be nice and smooth and fun. And like anything else, try to get creative around the house and enjoy.